What's up, everybody? You are stepping into Stoopside Sit Down Podcast. Listen, we are a new breed of conversational shift changers. Everybody's got a story to tell, but what better place to tell it? On our steps, your story, let's share. So sit that ass down and let's go. Hey, welcome home, everybody.
Yeah.
I am your girl. I'm a bad habit, the one you love to love. And joining me, as always, are my sisters from another mister. Ladies, introduce yourself.
Just Tosh.
Tiger baby.
Okay. Yes, y'all. And you are officially stepping into Stoopside Sit Down Podcast. Yes, y'all. So,
Yeah.
our verbal roles for today is why are women so mean to each other?
Mm.
I'm gonna do like just Tosh. I'm gonna repeat it again and say it for the ladies in the back. Why are we so mean to each other, ladies? We putting
Oh,
ourselves on a
that's
chopping block tonight.
ooh,
And to be honest, it's kind of sad. Because it got me to thinking, just overall in general in my life, personally, and professionally. Like when I think about it, the sabotage, the undermining, the jealousy, it has all come from women, not men. It has all come from a woman. So I definitely want to tap into this topic and let's see if we can kind of get down to the nitty gritty of this.
get it down
So
nitty.
who wants to start first, ladies? What's good?
um, I was reflecting on that, and I was thinking that maybe I've been a mean girl. And when I was thinking about it, it was more like when I was being, or when I thought I was being a mean girl, it's like how I'm feeling about it, like how I'm feeling at that moment. Like if
You're
I
not a
feel like
mean
I'm being,
girl.
well, okay, well,
Listen, okay. I didn't mean to cut you off because I don't want to seem biased or anything like that. But let me give the definition of what a mean girl is and being mean to females in general. Okay, so
okay,
the definition is um, a mean girl is an individual who
hmm,
engages in relational aggression, such as gossip,
okay.
social exclusion, backstabbing, and manipulation, typically to boost their own social status.
Okay, yeah, I don't care about status in that regard. In that regard.
someone someone who manipulates others and then plays victim or a villain.
Okay, no. So then maybe mean girl
Redact.
tendencies, not
Dummy.
mean.
Tendencies.
Yeah,
Mm.
based on, and so to me it's more like it's not a collective thing, it's more like someone specifically. So it's
Mhm.
not like I'm going around doing all of these things to everyone.
Mm.
Mhm.
So maybe that's just more of an isolated situation.
See, we're
You
I'm
feel what I'm
listen.
saying?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
Cause
like
like,
we get
cause
along with
you're saying,
everybody,
mm,
and we like and you like everybody, but you gossip here and there
hmm,
and stuff. But when your true intent is to be
right,
mean and
right,
to like, sabotage that person, no, that's not you to me.
got you.
I
Cause
would,
it's
I
not.
would, I would not be here.
Right.
Right, right,
I would
right,
not be
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
you
So
know.
for me, maybe I was internalizing it as to what what that person might be feeling
Hmm.
when they're
Mm.
being mean.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
You get what I'm
saying.
trying to say? Yeah.
Hmm.
But no. Yeah. But I'm not like, how like when you watch that movie Mean Girls, that was me. That's not
Right.
me. I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm not sabotage. I'm not. Being like cutting people out of the group. Pitting each other, pitting women each other. Against each other. I'm not. That's not my. Yeah. I'm not. That's not my
Right.
mo.
Hmm.
Right. And that's what
So,
Yeah.
Mean Girls probably. That's like the where the Mean Girls. A lot of the Mean Girls have it like in their soul. It's like they
ooh,
up being
yeah.
like just being and then nasty for like no reason. Like for example, like the other day I'm coming home,
Mm,
it's late night. I had a lot of stuff in my hand. It was a couple in the lobby. So the guy opened the door and the girl gave him like a nasty look. And he
mm,
was like, oh, he was like, nah, she got a lot of stuff on her hand. And I looked at her like, really, Ma?
Can't be courteous.
Like, so that's like,
mhm.
really?
Right.
Oh,
That's some mean girl shit. Cause it's like you think your man is opening the door because he's being a gentleman.
Hmm.
hmm
He don't gotta want to do nothing to me
Hmm.
to be a gentleman. He was just
Right.
being a gentleman, but the meanful spirit in her, from what I took, was
Hmm.
like she cutting eyes at him because he opened the door for me, as opposed to her just being like, "Hey, sister, you need help?"
hmm
Mm. Right.
or telling, her man like, oh, you see, she got all this stuff in her
Right.
hand. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to come across as, oh, I like her or whatever. You're just being courteous. Your parents probably taught you well. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like,
Right.
and you're just being polite. And I hope that it would be to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That
Hmm.
you do that too.
Hmm.
So that's crazy. She chewed his whole ear off all the
Oh,
way.
and then you find that happens in like so many different, even like if you call like customer service. I know, like if I call
Oh.
customer service and I get a woman, I be like, ah, yeah,
Oh
you.
yes. Yo, let me same here. Like I will stand online and I pray that I find a male, not a female, because I don't know what is gonna happen.
You don't know what's gonna happen, and that's like
Yeah.
so. Like when you do find that small percentage of the women that is like genuine and helpful, you
Hmm.
be like, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. So for me, I went to go get some food, right? And I go to the restaurant and I'm like, what's on the menu, right? Because some restaurants, what they don't got everything that's on the menu, so you might as well just
Hmm.
ask what's on the menu.
hmm
She goes, the menu's up top. It's on a screen, right? She's like this.
mm
Like you can read it, and I'm like, no, can you just tell me what's on the menu? And then she was so nasty to me. And then after she was nasty to me, there was a guy that came in, and she was
Mm.
so nice,
hmm
and I was just like, oh, so that's what it is.
hmm
Oh, I'm not a
Yep.
man.
Mm.
Okay, and I
Right.
called her out. I did call her out on it. I was
Mhm.
like, I didn't do anything to you. And it was around like 11 o'clock on a Sunday. And I'm like, I just want some food
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
a
It,
nice Sunday. So I do, yeah.
Now I just want some food. I mean, since we all tell our little story, I remember when I was pregnant with my second son, and
Mhm.
we were moving into our apartment. We had just gotten an apartment. We were moving into the apartment, but I had had some complications with the pregnancy, so I was hospitalized. So my husband moved us in by himself or
Okay.
whatever. So when he's coming to visit me at the hospital, he's telling me, oh, I met the neighbors upstairs. It's a nice couple.
Mm.
They're older than us, but whatever. The neighborhood is nice. Everything is cool. So now I get home, I get discharged, and I'm coming home, and we see the couple or whatever, and I'm like, hi, hello, and the husband's like, hi, and she just looked at me, and she
Mm.
looked at my husband like she looked at him like in shock, like. And in my head, I was like, I didn't really pay too much of attention to it. I kind of just blew it off. But then as weeks and stuff started going by, she never spoke to me. She would only
Mm.
speak to my husband. She would only speak to him. Not like she
Wow.
didn't speak to any of us. She would only speak to him. If she saw me outside, she wouldn't even turn her head or nothing. Remember, she's married, has a husband and everything. So I don't really know what that was about. But I was like, damn, didn't you just see this man bringing in a baby stroller?
Mm.
You know, but
Wow.
either way, where do you think this, being mean to females and this mean girl behavior, like, what's the philosophy behind this? Where do you think this is like really stemming from?
Hmm. Where is this stemming
I
from?
mean, for me, I'll say from my experiences, because there's a lot I feel that we can name, but from
Mhm.
my experience, it has been a lot of jealousy, low self-esteem,
Mhm.
um, suspicion, on their part
Suspicion.
from,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from childhood, from being in school early on. I
Mhm.
remember,
Mhm.
I had, my eyesight was bad, so I had to wear glasses. Now, my mom used to get me really nice glasses and everything like that, but you know me, I wanted to be cute. I didn't want to wear them, and partly too because they used to pick on, people that wore glasses. So I didn't
Mhm.
want to wear them. So I would do the craziest shit. Like I would put them just behind my dad car tire. But when he leave in the morning, he crush them. I have them in my back pocket. I'd lose them. So my mother was like, "I'm gonna fix your ass," and she got me these like insurance glasses. Like they end up being the
Mm-hmm.
Sally Jesse Raphael. Like
Mhm.
I was out here
Mhm.
and they was bigger than my face and everything. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember going to school and like chicks, because I didn't aesthetically like fit that part, like I was
Mhm.
alienated. Like I didn't sit at that table. I wasn't with those popular girls per se. And I was
Mhm.
just like,
Mhm.
what's the thing? Guys talk to me like it was nothing. Regular
Mm-hmm.
day. I get to high school, and stuff like that. And the same issue. I got girls wanting to jump me because one of the guys just mentioned, like, who's the new chick? Like, you're just
Mhm.
already like, and
Right.
then further on now in adulthood, in my
Mhm.
adult life, in my professional life,
Mhm.
I have to battle with, you know, why do you respect her so much? Why do you like her so much? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that that she brings to the table? And then now you have all those side conversation and these little egos that you have, and now you're trying to undermine me. You're making my job extremely hard to do. It's only females that work. Majority where I work, there are males, but it's female driven, and that actually ultimately led me to get fired one time because it was so much cattiness and he say she say. It had nothing to do with the work. It had nothing to
Mhm.
do with my dedication. It had nothing to do with how much the parents loved me. No, it had everything to do with you, your low self-esteem, your suspicion why everybody is
Mhm.
loving the girl. You know what I'm saying? When I work with the male, the one male worker that we had,
No
peaches and
issues.
cream. He walk in, he got donuts. By lunchtime, he's coming around getting orders for everybody. He's making the experience extremely beautiful. And I'm just like, why we can't be like that? Like
Mm-hmm.
why do we feel so threatened by us as females? So for me, like I said, I just think it has to do a lot with that insecurity, that low self-esteem that's just manifested and keeps
Mhm.
manifesting, and they don't know how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
maybe they haven't been taught to deal with it. I don't know.
Also
You guys have any
communication
other thoughts
issues.
too?
Like communication issues and probably past hurt from other women.
Mhm.
So it's like
Mhm.
they
Right.
can't get over that whatever issue that they had with another woman before. It's like they put in
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
like a projection.
Right.
Like one
Mhm.
Projection.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and social media doesn't help neither. It makes it worse.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Hmm. It's a
Mhm.
constant comparison. It's We are living in a judgment culture, and then although we have like this whole International Women's Day, women's this, it's eh,
It's for the
really
birds.
It
it's for
ain't.
the bird. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
I,
it's it's good to like showcase it, but then like when you really look at it, when you unpack, you just be like,
Mhm.
you really
mhm.
doing don't care about like each other. And if only we know, like there's space for everybody. But so
Hmm.
many women are like in competition with each other that it's
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
as opposed to knowing, like, no, you could thrive just like I could thrive. She
Right.
could thrive here too. And it's just, I think that just goes over a lot of women heads.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I
And
have to pick. I have to agree with Tygo on this. That I think not just social media, but just um, entertainment are profiting
That's true.
off of big
yeah.
time off of Mean Girls. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Bad, bad girl, Mean Girl Club, baddies, all of that aggression, all of that misplacement, all of that. They are making a lot of money
That's
off of
true.
that.
That's
Yeah. And
true.
then
So,
what's happening is it's normalizing,
mhm.
and then we're starting to accept it. And
Yep.
because it's coming in the form of entertainment, per
Hmm.
Mhm.
se, then we're all here for it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Hmm.
Unbeknownst to, listen, I've been guilty. I'm not gonna come
I'm
on here and act like,
guilty. I am. I'm
you
guilty of
know, I'm
it.
not. Yeah, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play
Guilty.
victim, but I do want to set the tone, and that's the thing that you have to do. If you're able to reflect and to be like,
Hmm.
sometimes I have been a little whatever, whatever. You can move
Hmm.
forward, but with the social media and all that stuff, it's just that now it's just so normal. When you go on like IG and all this stuff, I mean that platform is set because I don't gotta see you face to face. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I got them, what they say, like Twitter fingers. I'm over
Hmm.
here, gangster fingers. I'm over here saying this about you, gossiping about you, talking nasty about you, just downright being mean. I don't even know you.
Don't
I
even know
don't
you.
even
Mm-hmm.
know you. You
That's
know what I'm
the
saying?
crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
I'm
don't
like,
even know that. And
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
you
you
mad
get
at,
harassed.
yo,
Why
you
you
all
mad, sir?
invested. Yo,
Oh
that
my,
investment
because
is
they're
real.
they're trying to maintain their social standing, so they're trying to look like
Mm,
they're the it girl. I'm getting
mm,
flued out. You're not a
mm,
part of the aesthetic. You're not a part of the,
mm,
the team, and you just realize like you're just downright mean.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
For no, and I'm not going to say for no reason. It is a reason. We
mm,
tap into this. We got to figure out like the
Mm-hmm.
traumas and stuff that have caused some of these ladies to continue to
to
be
be
Mm-hmm.
mean.
mean.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
know what I'm saying?
definitely trauma. Definitely unresolved something that's like
mm,
happening.
Hmm.
But it's so like that unresolved whatever is so strong because it's like just passing on that meanness to just anybody. Well, specifically like any woman.
Hmm.
mm.
Because a lot of times you find that it's the woman to woman type of
Peace.
situation. I would love if we was able to find that person that people consider a mean girl and just like tap in. That
Mm.
person just be like, why do you feel like you so mean? Because you do have mean girls out here that owns up to it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's what you
Hmm.
try to find. We try to find mean girls that owns up to it.
Owns up to it. You do. There was this one place I was working. I think. Oh yes, 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 yes. This is one girl. She just be like, yeah, I know. I mean, like she mean. She's mean.
Mm.
She's mean. Like very, very nasty. Very, very cutthroat. And she is just like she wears that like a badge of honor. And she just be like, yeah, I know. I mean, I gotta find. I don't really rock with her like
Yeah,
that, but
Yeah.
find
Mm.
her.
I gotta tap into that because what does that serve you? I feel
Please.
like
Yeah.
that's like a lonely place to be.
Oh, it is. She go home and she be like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and then
feel
go
I
right
really do.
back and do the same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's a facade because that's what they do. They hype themselves up. They make themselves look like they're so much better than
Yeah,
everybody else, and they have all this
right.
stuff going on. And
Yeah.
meantime, like I said, I'm over here crashing and burning, and you jealous over here over my life. So you trying to pump yourself up, and then you going behind your closed doors, and you doing the same thing I'm doing, fucking kissing the pillow and like,
Yeah.
why, like, but
Because
no, we're
that's the
supposed to
part that you
be
don't see.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's the
That's the
part that you
that
don't
that's
see.
That's the part that you don't see. And then too, a lot of times those people that who are maybe mean is because their family could be mean to them or
True.
something that's, you know what I mean? Like it's I worked with a particular woman in the past, and she was very mean. She was
Mm,
obnoxious, right? And
mm,
she would not think before she speaks. So she would say a lot of like off the wall things to different
mm,
people, to the point where she's gotten cursed out a few times. But
mm,
one day, I came into the room, and she was on the phone with her family. And when I heard her parents, first of all, I witnessed her parents talking to her, and then I witnessed her daughter talking to her. I was just like, "That's your parents? That's how they talk to you?"
mm,
And I was just like, "Wow." It was,
Yeah.
it was. I was just like, "Wow."
Mm-hmm.
It was degrading.
Mm-hmm.
She was being talked, down to, and it was just like
Mm-hmm.
almost like she was just a piece of nothing. And
mm,
then to hear her daughter talking to her like that.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So
It
that
starts. it
it starts,
started at
yeah,
home,
it started at home.
and
mhm,
she ain't seeing no different. She ain't seeing no different. And
She,
they walk around. That's like a badge of honor because I'm like I said, I feel like they when they big themselves up like that, maybe it's a protection thing. You
that could
know,
be that too.
a
A
protection thing as
shield.
well. Yeah,
Hmm.
a shield to be like, oh, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not helping
mm,
her. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Where I don't know. I just feel like we're so much stronger together. We are the like girl power,
mm,
girl, girls rock, all that. Like we're so dope if we could just get it together and kind of maneuver how the men kind of play around with each other. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Like they fuck with you, they fuck with you. If they don't, they don't.
They
They
don't,
not
and that's
out
it.
here, yeah, trying to run your name in the ground, or anything like that. But speaking of that, what does that do to you guys, like mentally, like all the things that we've talked about? How do you think that impacts, those women that go through that are targeted by mean girls, being around just mean, weird chicks all the time? What does that do to you mentally?
Hmm.
mhm. Mentally.
I mean, for me, anxiety.
Hmm.
I'm very guarded, with trying to foster relationships with females,
Hmm.
really and truly. And especially the older that I get, I'm like, if I don't know you by now,
Mhm,
because just what I've dealt with, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm just not open to it, not really open to it. But I'm very guarded. I have a lot of anxiety. I just moved to Florida recently, and I don't even hang out with nobody. Like I don't want to call it like I'm not an introvert or anything like that, but just from the people who I've worked with and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't got no time for these chicks. They're
mm.
mean.
Girl, I'll be like, meet me outside, 3 p.m. Let's go.
I wish I could,
Let's
because
square
sometimes
up.
I feel like now, like you start second guessing yourself. You start thinking like, am I too much for these people? We know you got embalming fluid in the trunk and all
You
that shit.
already,
Oh,
you already know. You
well,
already know.
well, for me, I'm very I come in peace unless you want smoke. All right, I come in peace unless you want smoke. So to counter that, um, I'm a bad habit. I think for me, it's like I don't want you, or I don't want to, not just to you. I should say there are a lot of mean people, but yet there are a lot of great people too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
True.
So I don't want to miss out on that. So I think it's just more about discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so also, because if you're closed up all the time, then you're not going to meet some great, because there are some really great people out
That
there.
is true.
So
Mhm.
now what does that mean? That means that if that person is mean, you can cut them off, but the next person might not be mean,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and you might foster a great relationship.
That is
So
so
I just,
Mhm.
I'm saying, don't be so, you know, like extreme
Mm-hmm.
because of someone else's insecurity or jealous or things that they're, because it's almost like they're passing the baton to you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mhm.
you
Mm-hmm.
don't need that. You don't need that. You just brush them off,
Mm-hmm.
right? When
That's
you need it, so when you need to give them that
Brush
smoke, you give it to them. But
yeah,
then when
yeah,
you need to
yeah,
brush
give,
him off
when
this
you
cute shoulder of
right,
mine.
yes, you give them the smoke that they need, but then you give the piece that really deserves it.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. 'Cause I mean,
So.
I'm gonna refrain. So what can we do here? As two sides sit down, like what are some gems maybe we can give people to try to combat this mean girl behavior, mentality, women just being downright nasty in general? How can we set the tone? What can we do here?
Um, I think fixing each other's crown.
Ooh, I
So
like that.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
What they do
Yes.
today?
Yeah.
Process tea.
I like that.
Like, and what I mean by that is like, say for example, you do meet someone, a woman that is like being mean to you. You could like, it doesn't have to get like aggressive, but you could talk to her and just be like, hey, you don't have to be that mean.
Hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're going through, whatever it is, but what you did, whatever you did, was not cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like bring it down
A little
a
bit.
notch.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I agree
Absolutely.
with that. I also think it starts with our young girls.
Mm-hmm.
They're very influential. They're watching, right? They're watching their aunties, their mommies, their grandmas. They're watching all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
we really have to um, teach our young girls about
Yeah.
about unity in a really great way. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Empowerment.
Like empowerment. So
Right.
because they start, it start at an early childhood level,
Very
and
much
then they
so.
just
Mm-hmm.
get and it morphs. So I
Mhm.
think it's like really trying to pour into mentorship to our young girls.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I piggyback on pretty much everything that y'all were saying in regards to that too. Standing up for each other, you
Hmm.
know, all the
That part.
time. And then, I always go back to our beautiful, therapy. Sometimes we really need to sit down and evaluate certain situations. Like you said, why am I a mean girl? Why do people say I'm mean to other,
Right.
Hmm.
women kind of, because sometimes you don't really think you being mean. You just think you're very assertive, you're very
Hmm.
outspoken, and everybody on the backside is just like, I can't. And
Hmm.
you're just completely
Mhm.
oblivious. So I think, therapy for me is just something I think everybody should kind of tap into because when you start to heal those little traumas, that's how you are a better person and you could be nice to people because you're not
Yeah.
battling, demons yourself. So for
Hmm.
me, that's my jewel to you guys. That's my addition.
Mhm. Mhm. And it's possible to outgrow. It's possible to outgrow because some people feel like they need to be stuck in that. Because being
Hmm.
called mean or being a mean girl is harsh.
Mm.
However, you could outgrow that.
Hmm.
It's possible.
I agree with that.
She says,
I do. It is possible.
no, I agree. I agree. Well, listen, we can chitty chatty or whatever, but we got more episodes to do. So, and we probably can revisit this topic later on too, now that, we've talked about it and you guys can kind of ponder on it. But
Mhm.
overall, I think that in general, ladies, we just got to surround ourselves with people who clap for us,
Mhm.
just as loudly as we clap for them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, real women uplift other women. They
That's a fact.
support. You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
support other women. They encourage other women. So let's set that tone. That
Mhm.
saying, who runs the world?
Mhm.
Girls.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. All right.
Word.
So
Mhm.
we'll try to
I
set the tone here on Stoop Side, Sit Down. All right.
Yes.
word. I like
Sh-
that.
Show you how show you how to treat your queens. What you say, Tiger? Help fix our crowns.
Fix the
That's right. That's
crown.
right. Because I know
I really
before I
like
said
that.
but I know before I said I'll meet them outside at 3 p.m. But
Right.
I take that back.
Because you know
Nigga, I can't. I
somebody
can't.
gonna read
I,
you the filth and be like, wait a minute, did you just say that
yo,
you was gonna
I
meet
had to
them?
get the little. That's why I had to be
And,
like, let me
and
just
what
let
about
me
you? What about you, Just Tosh? You talk about you come in peace unless you want smoke.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Take that back.
That's why
Take
I
that
had
back.
to
We need
So we're gonna
pause.
take
watch
it back.
myself and be like, I ain't gonna come up on here and act like I don't be talking shit now, but I
Right.
am I am not trying to tear nobody down. All right. When
Right.
the shoes fit, then you wear it. That's my
Right.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, but we
Listen,
could do.
let us know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
What
but
you
I'm
gonna
just
say?
saying. No, we could do better. That's all.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, we could do better.
For sure. For
We're
sure.
going to do better.
We
We're
are
Yeah.
gonna
going
do
to do
better. I
better.
like
Right.
that. I
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can hold us accountable too. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Word. Oh,
We
they
can do
will.
it.
they
We
they will.
big girls. So, let us know your thoughts on tonight's verbal roles. Like Tiger said,
Mhm.
are you that mean girl? And don't care. Like, I would
Mhm.
love to
Yeah, me
hear. And
too.
also, if you've been on the receiving end, share your
Mm-hmm.
stories
Mhm.
with us. Thank you for stepping in. Please remember to check us out on all our social media platforms. We're on IG,
Mhm.
Snap, X. You can go to our LinkedIn, and it'll bring you to everywhere. Go to our YouTube channel. You can catch episodes there as well at
Yeah.
Stoopside Sit Down. Um, of course, our webpage for all our happenings, episodes as well, www.stoopsidesitdown.com. What else? Check out our lives every other
Mhm.
Sunday at 7 p.m. We be people watching. So
That's
Word.
fun.
we got juicy hot topics to talk about on those days. And of course, I am your girl. I'm a bad habit, the one you love to love. Ladies.
Just us.
And I am Tiger, and I'm always tigering.
See you next episode. And remember, our steps, your story. Let's share. Good
Ooh,
night,
yeah.
Good
everybody.
night.
Later.